Is it wrong to identify that I believe in the Salaf and say I follow the Salaf? There's no doubt about it that we as Muslims, there are certain things that we ascribe ourselves to. For example, we are from Ahl Sunnah. We are from the Jama'ah. We are Muwahidun. We're monotheists. And we also follow the way of the Salaf. We follow the way of the Sahaba. There's no doubt about this. We're not ashamed to say this. But, you find that some people have turned being a follower of the Salaf into a specific Jama'ah. As if we are a group and we call ourselves Salafis. And if you don't join our Jama'ah, you're not a Salafi. And this is what we call Hizbiyya, partisanship. We are not supposed to do this as Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ أُمَّةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ. This is your ummah, one ummah. Anyone on the face of the earth that is a Muslim belongs to the Jama'ah. They belong to our ummah. Don't go and divide yourselves. Don't go along and take a beautiful name like this and turn it into a group thinking that you actually follow the way of the Salaf. Who are you to even ascribe yourself to say, I'm a follower of the Salaf? Do you think your akhlaq is like that of the Salaf? What, you think just to grow a beard and to point your finger in salat makes you a Salafi? When you don't even know how they treated one another? They didn't go about dividing themselves. They didn't go about abusing other Muslims and saying this guy is off the manhaj and this guy is no good, and they spend their time attacking Muslims. I'm saying this because there is a minority of Muslims who think that this is the way of the Salaf, and they say we're Salafis. This is not right. The way of the Salaf was to be one ummah. The way of the Salaf was to have love for one another and to desire that we are one Jama'ah, not to cut ourselves into small groups. This is the way of the Salaf. So yes, be proud to say, I follow the way of the Salaf, but make sure you actually do it. Don't follow your shaykh and think that that makes you a Salafi, because your shaykh is not from the Salaf. Don't think that just because you belong to this Jama'ah and they call themselves Salafiyin, that you're actually a follower of the Salaf. We have to be honest and say that some of the people who don't call themselves this are closer to the way of the Salaf. Don't look at a label. Don't think just because you call yourself a Sunni, you're actually following the Sunnah. Don't think just because you say that you belong to something, that you actually deserve this. The reality is that we should follow the way of the Salaf, but don't necessarily make a group that calls yourself Salafiyin. Even one of the, as they call them, Salafi sheikhs in Egypt recently said, one of the most respected Salafi sheikhs said, if using this name Salafi is going to cause fitna, it is haram. It's haram, don't use it. If it's going to cause fitna, it is haram to use it. Allah called you Muslims. Allah called you Muslims. Why are you making these new names for yourself and these new jama'ahs? Don't do this. Follow the way of the Salaf, but don't cause fitna and division in the ummah. Because we don't need that. Someone asked, for the new Muslims, please define Salaf or Salafi. Salaf literally means those who came before you. You have Salaf and you have Khalaf. You have your ancestors and your descendants. Salaf literally means those who came before. In the context of the Sharia, it literally means the first 3 generations of Muslims, meaning the Sahaba and the Tabi'een.